Welcome to Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Join us to listen to the stories, voices and secrets that make our community so special. Together we will dive into the stories of the people who call Hattersley their home. From the wisdom of our older generation to the young voices of our future, we will cover a variety of topics, giving everyone the chance to voice their opinions on the things that matter most to them. So if it's dog dirt in the back alley, dodgy Christmas trees, or even inappropriate graffiti, we want to hear it, warts and all. So whether you're a lifelong Hattersley resident or new to the area, we invite you to join us on this journey through the heart of our beloved community. We'll explore the vibrant tapestry of Mottram, Longdale and Hattersley, from its history to its ever-changing present and the bright future that lies ahead. But hey, if you're not from Hattersley, that's okay too. We'll hope you'll find inspiration in our stories and maybe discover a sense of community that extends beyond our own town's borders. And maybe, who knows, you might even move around here as well. Follow us on our socials to stay up to date with the latest episodes and behind the scenes content. So if you have a story to tell, if you've got views on any of our content or even a joke you want to share, then drop us a voice note on 07365 223 720. That's 07365 223 720. Turn on, tune in, and rip the knob off to Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Yep, I'm your host Mark, and this is our first podcast of 2025. In the studio today with me, we've got Mike here from AF White's funeral directors. Say hello, Mike.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
All right. And we're going to be talking... Well, we're just going to be talking. We're going to be talking about the funeral directors and the contribution that they're making to our local community. So make yourself a brew. Sit down, take your shoes off and make yourself at home for this next podcast. Before we get started, I'd like to do a big shout out to the twins in G-Cross. And girls, it's not Elvis Presley. And like I said, we're not even running a competition at this point, so I don't know what you've been listening to, but it isn't Hats, Chats and Giggles. Hello, Mike.
How are you, Mark? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. Well, thank you for coming into our amazing studio. Taking notice of the dirty pots. They're going to get washed by Beryl. She's in Iron Apple, apparently, raving at the moment. She's going to be back on Friday. I'm just leaving them pots there for her to clean up when she gets back.
I've heard good things about Beryl.
Yep, you can't beat a bit of Beryl. Anyway... thanks for coming in. So, first off, you're a Hattersley lad.
I am indeed, yeah. I've lived here for 4 years now. I've lived in Hattersley.
Right.
I moved up here to live with my current girlfriend. It's quite funny, Mark, because when I first met my girlfriend and I asked her, where are you living now? She said, Mottram. And then when she sent me an address to come up here and see her, I'm like, this is Hattersley. And she swears blind we live in Mottram.
Oh, she wasn't going for the old...
She's one of them.
Mottram.
She's one of them, Mark.
Well, you can't, you get them. So, what are your thoughts about that Hattersley? How do you feel? How do you like it? Do you like living around here?
It's a good place, Mark. It's changed a lot from the years. People don't look at you funny anymore when they tell you, where do you live? And you say Hattersley, that you don't get them dirty looks anymore.
Right.
It's an upcoming place. There's an Aldi being built, apparently. You know, it's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I like it. I like the way it's panning out. It's going to be good to see the new developments when they finally arrive.
That's it. It'd be good to get rid of them traffic lights as well, because they're doing my head writing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I like traffic lights, but only when they're green. That's a rubbish joke, innit? Anyway, so tell us a bit about your job.
So I'm a funeral service operative for AF White's Funeral Services. So that basically means I do all things funerals. So when somebody passes away at home or in hospital, I'll be the person that collects that person and brings them into our care.
Right.
I'll then dress that person, clean that person, get them prepared for chapel. You know, we'll put that person in coffin, ready for the family to come and spend time with them. Then on the day of the service, I'll drive the funeral vehicles, you know, whether that be a hearse or a limousine, onto their service, church, a graveyard, crematorium, whatever that may be. And then spending time and getting to know the family in between as well, doing everything from start to finish.
Right. Sounds like an interesting job, but I suppose it takes a certain type of person to take that up as a career path, really.
Yeah, it's definitely not your normal job. It's every day is different. It has, you know, its emotional side of it as well. But it's an honour to do. It's an honour that somebody can trust you with their loved one once they've met you for a short period of time, and then, you know, they're trusting you with such a big thing. So it's important that we build that connection with families, knowing that their loved one's safe in our care, and we're going to do the best that we can to look after them and the families as well. Because we're not there just for the funeral, we're there afterwards to support those families as well. And that's important.
Yeah, it's really important. Really important job, really. So what inspired you to become a funeral director then?
So I used to work at the hospital as a porter. And then, so when people passed away within the hospital, we'd transport them to the mortuary. And I always thought, what happens from that point? What happens, you know, after I've put that person in the mortuary? Where do they go from there? You know, how are they looked after? And that's what intrigued me to do it. I was fortunate enough to get a job in the industry. It's very hard to get into the industry. And I started work with a big corporate company, and it was great. And that's where I got all my experience, and I just loved it from day one, from the start. I absolutely loved it. And then I was fortunate enough to get in with AF White's, which is a family-run business. So it's not corporate. We're a small business, but always growing. You know, we've got a nice fleet of vehicles because we hire out our vehicles as well. So my boss started off with a motorbike and a sidecar or trailer, carrying coffins around to the funerals, like a trike and a hearse sort of thing.
Serious?
Yeah, that's how we started off. And, you know, it was brilliant, really big demand for it, for bikers, funerals and things like that. And then he started off buying limousines and hearses, and then he thought, do you know what, I'm going to get the funeral homes as well. So that's what he's done. And now we've got 6 shops all over Greater Manchester, mainly Tameside, with Hattersley branch being our newest one, just next to One Stop up there.
Yep, seen it.
That's the one, yeah. So, it's a great little family-run business. We're a great team. We're all proud of what we do. We all work to the same standards, you know, because it's a very, I don't know if you'd be able to imagine, but, you know, if you're dressing someone's loved one, you've got someone there in your care, you want the best for them. You want the best for them. You know, you want to dress them a certain way. You want to take care, and we're all pedantic about certain little things, and we all respect each other's things like that, you know, and we all work to a high standard.
All right. So how long have you been working in this profession again? Sorry.
Probably about 4 or 5 years.
Right, and you've been working locally?
Yeah. Always local,
always.
Same side, yeah.
What motivated you to start? You know, you're doing like quite a bit of community involvement, which is one of the reasons why I invited you into the show. What motivated you to start donating to charities and stuff?
Hattersley's a great place, as you know, Mark. It's a small place. Well, it's a big place, but, you know, it's a small, close-knit community. Hattersley's still got that, like, old-time villagey style. Everybody knows everyone. Beryl knows what time you close your curtains at a tea time. You know, everyone knows everything about everyone. And with us just coming into the estate, we wanted people to be aware of our business, but we also wanted people to be aware that, yes, although we are a funeral directors, we are approachable, we're normal people, we live day-to-day lives, we've got kids at home, and what better way to do that than go and help the community? There's so many great causes on the estate, such as I've helped out the local food bank, ran from St Barnabas Church, and then we've been to the Hearse Garden community projects. That's just amazing. I don't know if you've been yourself, but the work they do there is absolutely amazing. All the people that run the place, all the volunteers, they're just amazing people. Pinfold Primary School, we've helped out there as well. We did a Christmas tree competition, which the kids loved. We displayed all the Christmas trees in our shop windows, and we took all the kids a selection box, and they loved it. So obviously we don't go to the kids telling them what we are and what we do and everything like that. But for them, knowing that their Christmas trees were put in a shop window and they were seeing it with the mums and dads walking past when they're going to the chippy or something like that, it's great, because they see that, and then they get we was meant to pick one winner, but we couldn't, so we picked 32 winners, and they all won a selection box. But yeah, I just think it's important. If you got the opportunity to be in a good community, then get yourself into it, and help out wherever you can. And if we're in a position to help out, we will help out.
Well, that's kind of what inspired me, because I originally saw you in the food bank early on a Friday morning helping out, and it really kind of touched me. I just like that kind of stuff going on in communities, because it just makes the place a better place to live, really. I mean, there's lots of businesses in the area that never interact with the other stuff that's going on with the community. I admire it, and I really like it. I saw the Christmas trees in the shop at front.
They were great, weren't they?
Yeah.
The thing you said about the food bank, Mark, is, we all hear about food banks. Fortunately, I've never had to go to one and ask for help, which, I'm grateful for. But it's okay handing over a check or giving them money or whatever, but we want to get in there and we want to know what they're doing and who they're doing it for, and help them, because time's more expensive than money, isn't it? You can't put a price on your time.
Yeah.
So just by us going up, helping them set up in the morning, they're very grateful by doing that. We've not managed to be there the past couple of weeks just because we've been extremely busy with the nature of our job. But yeah, moving forward, we will be there again, and we will be helping out there again, hopefully.
Yeah, well, kind gestures like that go a long way, and I see them every week at the food bank. I do help myself from time to time. I'll help them load up and stuff, and it's just good to have people from the community coming together. It was good to see. How do you choose which groups that you're gonna support, or you're gonna get involved in?
That's the hard thing, isn't it? There's so many great groups. You know yourself, Mark. If you go and meet someone, you see how genuine they are. You see the grateful, the goodness that they do for the community, and it's the ones that stand out to you that you think, you know what, I want to help them. That they're doing something amazing there. And like I said, having kids myself, also using some of the local projects, and that kind of inspires me to think, this is so good. Look how much my kids are enjoying this. For example, the Christmas pie at the garden centre. We went with my kids and they had a great time, and that made me think, this is actually so good. They didn't, well, they charged a little bit of contribution, and they got to see Santa, they got hot chocolates, they got a sandwich, they got to do arts and crafts, and it cost us nothing, hardly, a couple of quid. We walked to it, we didn't even have to drive, it's over the road, and just seeing the kids have a fun day out for a couple of quid, and that made me think, okay, how can we help these out now? This is great, my kids have enjoyed this, so many other families have done as well. People have not got the money nowadays. We haven't certainly got the money to go on big drives out, big days out anymore like you used to be able to a couple of years ago. So the fact that we've got something like that in the community should be utilised, definitely.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff going on in Hattersley, but it's not enough people know about it. In fact, that's one of the reasons what this podcast is about. I interviewed Leslie last summer at the big community garden project.
Yeah.
When they were still developing the building, and they were doing stuff down there. I'm probably gonna try and get in touch with them again and see how that's developed, because all them things have gone on since. So it's just good to see how that's grown, and just that community capacity building, like you're saying. your kids being able to go somewhere that's not going to cost an arm and a leg. I mean, everyone's being screwed over by the cost of living crisis and the cost of fuel and everything. Everything just seems to be going out of the window. So it's just nice to have, people setting things up, setting nice community events up that aren't money orientated.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference that they're just normal people like me and you. I know a couple of volunteers there are teachers at the local schools, and it just shows that the genuine good people out to do good for their community, which is just amazing.
Yeah, defo. So what ways do you think funeral homes can contribute to community well-being? Like,
it's a hard one, isn't it, Matt? Because some people walk past and they put their head down. They don't want to speak to me because I'm there. I'm in a suit. I've got a black tie on. They find me scary. Or if I'm in a pub and someone says, "What do you do for a living?" I tell them, they go, "You weirdo." Or other people, it goes the other way. They're really interested. They ask me thousands of questions. The way we can contribute towards the community is just by keep doing what we're doing, helping out wherever we can with different projects that's going on. Make the community aware that we are approachable and that if you are passing the funeral home, you can pop in for a brew and a chat. You don't have to come in to book a funeral with us, although we do accept prepaid plans. That's something that we do offer. But we're just normal people. Come in for a chat. We're part of the community. We're all one big family. And moving forward, even if you've not used our services in the past and your personal well-being is something you're struggling with, you can always pop in for a chat about anything, any matter whatsoever.
Right, that's good to know. That's nice to know. How has your work, or has your work changed your perspective on community support? Like, do you know, like as doing this, as getting into the community and doing this kind of work, like going in and helping out at the food bank and going and getting involved in some of these community groups, has it changed your perspective, do you think, over time? Or?
Definitely. I think the role that I do anyway certainly opens up your eyes and makes you appreciate the little things in life. It makes you get home and hold your family that little bit closer, seeing the things that I do see on day in, day out. And then going to something like the food bank and volunteering our time there, you see people come in struggling and, they're getting simple things given to them that we take for granted every single day. And it's a shame that, people still live like that in this day and age. Like you said, there's so many crises going on at the moment. People can't afford simplest of things, which is scary. We're in 2025 and people are grateful for such small things nowadays, like the simple necessities.
Yeah, that's true. And I was thinking about this last night, actually, is that the other thing now, that there's a thing now that's happened. I mean, I've lived through it, is we all need a phone now.
Yeah.
And we all need the internet now. And sometimes you get people moaning, saying, "Oh, these people on benefits, they spend the money on, they've all got phones, but you need one now, don't you?" Yeah. Everyone needs to have a phone.
That's it.
To do the banking, to make a doctor's appointment, to do everything.
I think they even do doctor's appointments on your phone nowadays, don't they? So, you send them a picture and they say, "Yeah, that's gangrene." Yeah. That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's done. You need the internet nowadays.
So it's like so before people have got food on the table, they need to make sure that they've got a phone and internet connection.
That's it. It's all backwards, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm trying to get my head around it. So what are the kind of long-term goals for community engagement? Are you going to carry on this kind of stuff?
Just do as much as we can, Mark. With the nature of my job, as you know, things, we're on call 24/7, 365. I was out Boxing Day. I was out Christmas Eve, and we're always on hand to help families. So, as you know, I arranged to meet you and I had to cancel because I had an emergency call coming. I had to go and bring a loved one into our care. See, that's why we can't really commit to something on certain days and certain times. But moving forward, we are going to just keep doing what we're doing, getting in and helping out where we can and when we can, as much as we can.
We'll be right back after this short break. Beryl, get the kettle on.
I've always lived in Hyde, but recently, in the last 6 years, I came to live in Hattersley. People said to me, "Oh, it's got a bit of a reputation, that place." I said, "No, it's not that bad." However, I was cycling down the road the other day, put my arm out to turn left, and somebody nicked my watch. However, Hattersley's not all that bad. I mean, take me, for instance. I'm a good-hearted person. I was at the ATM the other day, and this old lady in front of me asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over.
Okay, well, I want to thank you personally anyway for linking me up with the Stanley
Square Kebab House.
Square Kebab House, yeah. They dropped a load of pizzas off at the Creative Club. How did that come about?
I'd came up to the Creative Club a few weeks before, and I brought some snacks up for the kids, just because it's amazing what you do, and it's taking the crisps up, and I brought you some bread for toast in as well. Seeing the kids, how much they appreciated that, and how hungry they all were. I thought, I'd seen a post on Facebook, Stanley Square Kebab House. They help a lot out in the community, donating pizzas and whatever else. And he said, "Does anyone know anyone that would benefit from this?" And straight away, you just popped into my mind. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Oh, thanks for that. We got loads of pizzas.
I didn't get a slice, did I?
No, he didn't. No adults got any slices because the young people just scoffed them off.
I'm glad they enjoyed it.
Yeah, they did, and thanks for that. So, yeah, for the benefit of the listener there, we run a creative club in Hattersley for young people, and like Mike's just said, he came down to make a donation from AF White's, and a couple of weeks later, he linked me up with the Stanley Square Kebab House. So, big shout out to Stanley Square there for their contribution. Yeah, that's just for you guys. Thank you very much. And thank you, Mike, for linking us up. It's them kind of gestures and moments of serendipity that, I don't know, make our community a much richer place. Have you got anything else more to say about the AF Whites, and if you anything to plug?
Yeah, just that we're here if you need us. I mean, I don't know. Everyone always laughs and jokes. Just put me in a bag, send me to the sea, put me in the garden, put me in the bin, whatever else. I mean, it's something that we've all got in common, isn't it, Mark? It's all going to happen to us one day. We're all going to pass away.
Yeah,
it does happen. And we're there if you need us to. And a lot of people still have in their minds that these companies that advertise on television and radio constantly, that they're the cheapest. Big old companies are the cheapest, and they're not, because if you come to us, we're cheaper than them, and we're better than them, and you can come and see that for yourselves. The way we look after families, the way we can add those personal touches. We offer direct cremation services, which is something you see advertised a lot on the television, and we offer it at a smaller price than what they advertise it at, and everything's kept around here. So your loved ones kept around here. Your loved ones cremated in a local crematorium. It's nothing like these big places where, unfortunately, they take your loved one down to London and cremate them in London, and your ashes get sent back to you a couple of months after or whatever. We're not like that. We're local, we're independent, and we stay local, and we're totally open and honest with everything we do. So our other shops, we've got shops in Stalybridge, Ashton, and we're just on Mosler Road in Ashton as well. You know where the little Tesco is. We're just near the little Tesco on Mosler Road as you're going up to the hospital there.
Oh yeah.
So that's our head office there. That's amazing facilities. And then we're in, obviously, our newest branch is in Hattersley, and then we've got a shop in Oldham, in Shaw, and then our funeral home in Heel Green as well, Stockport, Heel Green. And all of our facilities, all of our funeral homes have state-of-the-art facilities. We've got mortuaries in every single one of them. So say if that's something else, Matt, that, being somewhere within Hattersley, with it being such a close community, it means so much that if we do collect someone and bring them into our care from the estate, they're staying on the estate. They're not going to another branch somewhere else because we've got the facilities to keep them where they want to be kept.
Yeah, I think that's important. That, isn't it?
Definitely,
really.
yeah.
And the last thing you need to be doing when you're grieving and you've lost a loved one is to start, try to make your way all over.
That's it, or even being lied to about where your loved one's being kept, which a lot of the big companies, unfortunately, they're not as transparent with all that as what we are. We're totally honest. And we're there to take all the pressure off you. We're there to answer all those questions that you think are daft questions, which they're not. If you've never done it before, that's what we're there for. We take care of everything for you. But yeah, check us out if you want more information. We're on all the socials. We're on Google and whatever else. And you can see we're really proud of our 5-star reviews that we've got. We've got some amazing reviews on there that just shows what sort of company that we are.
Right, well, brilliant. Well, what I'll do is in the podcast description, I will leave links. I'll leave your email address and all links to your socials and your website and stuff for the benefit of anyone who's unfortunately going through feels the need. How would you encourage other local businesses to get involved in making some sort of contribution to the community like you have done?
I think they've got to do what I've done, Mike. Get out for yourself and see what good it does in the community. Because like I said, it's all right sending money out, isn't it? It's all right sending a cheque. But get out there, get hands-on and see, like, they're taking the snacks for the kids. See how happy it makes the kids. Going helping out at the food bank, handing out them food parcels yourself, packing them food parcels yourself. Seeing that they're running low on cereals this week. That's what they need this week. Don't just send 20 tins of beans. They've got loads of beans. They don't need beans anymore.
Yeah.
They need, it's go out and see it for yourself because all the organisations are more than happy to. They'll welcome you with open arms. If you offer a helping hand, they're going to want you. They're going to want that help.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in, Mike.
No, thank you for having me.
I'd just like to say thanks for all the work that you're doing within the community and to your boss. I'm really interested in the story of him, of how he started out.
It's great, isn't it?
Being a biker funeral service sounds great. I bet he's got some stories to tell. But thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in, Mike. And thanks for listening, folks. If you want any information, you'll find that on the podcast description. And big shout, Mike.
Thank you.
And to everyone at AF White's funeral service, thank you for listening to Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media for updates. Just type in Hats, Chats and Giggles and you should be able to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Please follow, comment, subscribe to all our media channels. Do it now, else we're going to rush your doors and we're going to tickle you to death. And don't forget, if you're the local community group or business and like to come on the show and tell us what you've been up to, don't hesitate to get in touch. Or maybe you're a local resident with a story to share, a bee in your bonnet, or beef to get off your chest. Drop us a voice note on 07365 223 720. That's 07365 223 720. Until next time, folks, hate less, love more, make peace, not war, and tell your grandma thanks for the rabbits. Turn on, tune in, and rip the knob off to Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Peace. Thank you for listening to Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media for updates. Just type in Hats, Chats and Giggles and you should be able to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Please follow, comment, subscribe to all our media channels. Do it now, else we're going to rush your doors and we're going to tickle you to death. And don't forget, if you're the local community group or business and like to come on the show and tell us what you've been up to, don't hesitate to get in touch. Or maybe you're a local resident with a story to share, a bee in your bonnet, or beef to get off your chest. Drop us a voice note on 07365 223 720. That's 07365 223 720. Until next time, folks, hate less, love more, make peace, not war, and tell your grandma thanks for the rabbits. Turn on, tune in, and rip the knob off to Hats, Chats and Giggles podcast. Peace.